Good afternoon, my name is Luke Fashaw. I own High-Tech Planet Wireless Repairs. We're located at 1000 Kings Alley, can't miss us. We're off the boardwalk behind the brew pub and also next to You Are Here. What we do is basically repair cell phones, tablets, laptops, all mobile devices that you use. Our prices are reasonable. We want to save you money. We also want to keep your devices running. Follow our website at www.itechplanetwireless.com or Google us, cell phone repairs in St. Croix. Thanks.
City Rock City, everything went well today. Thank you to Pop Mall for giving me a space to promote my movie. You know what I mean? I got all my copies sell off. You know what I'm saying? Thanks again. And of course, thanks to all of the local actors in St. Thomas who don't start to act in my next movie, The Womanizer. So, once again, St. Thomas, thanks for the St. Thomian hospitality. Thanks for the St. Thomian hospitality. One love.
This afternoon we have the privilege of hearing from one of your own. He's a Central High graduate and he's also a businessman. He has conducted a lot of research at St. Croix and he also has produced one of his own movies. I have a little bit of an audio problem with the movie, so I'm going to get another copy and I'll probably show that to you on Tuesday or Wednesday next week, or maybe next Friday, whenever we get a chance. Right now, you have him here. He's going to tell you about himself, and he'll give you some of the background to the movie, and maybe some of the highlights. Not going to tell you everything so we could steal all the thunder. So, his name is Ramon Richardson, and this is the JAG third period class. So let's welcome Mr. Richardson.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Like the instructor
Hold on a
said.
second. I heard him say good afternoon, but for all the people in here, your voices were too soft. Let's hear it again. Good afternoon. That's someone exceptional.
It's a pleasure to be back. I was here back in 95, 96, and 96, 97. Slight correction to what the instructor was saying. I didn't get to graduate because I was having a little too much fun. So I got shipped away and finished school in the States. But everything worked out and I'm back and I ended up picking up filmmaking, you know. And how it started for me was like a little unique because I grew up with my grandmother and she was into the church all the time. And you know, back at that age I was doing it because, you know, to please she. And as I grew older, I started to, you know, read the Bible, I study Bible, you know, and I come across a scripture that said, dangers of the tongue. And just from, you know, reading the scripture, I start to, a lot of ideas start to like circulate through my mind and so. And I said, well, you know, who don't watch movies and any movie you watch, you know, basically see what happened to their characters then because of what they say or what they do. So I said, you know, I don't think anybody like capture it and like make it like the theme of the movie. So I went online. When I realized the copyright was available, I copyrighted the title, and then I just went content for help and I never looked back. So people pass this around. That's it, the back cover of the movie. Yeah. And it's a movie I made up. When I say made up, it'll be kind of hard to convince people because there's a lot of similarities in the movie that were my life. For instance, the main character, his name is Cedric, and he just coming back to St. Croix from the military, you know. But I myself been in the military. As you know, at 12th grade, you know, being a young man ready to leave the house, there's only few options, and the military was the best option. So you could be on your own, you know, have a roof over your head, and a good, decent paycheck, you know. And what happened in the movie is, the character comes back home. At first, he don't get employed like he used to, like he's accustomed to. You have to keep the woman happy and things. You know that'll be sometimes when in a relationship, you gotta keep the ladies happy. You know what I mean? But then he old party partner, them some of partners still living in a fast life, get into a little trouble, file jail, and then reach out to him for some help. And that's where you kind of see the symbolism of you know, dangers of the tongue being expressed in the movie. You know? So I take some public speaking classes in UVI, you know, but I ain't a professional, so I'm gonna like some interaction. What grade are you in? 12. 11, 12, like a mixture? Yeah. Also, I am almost ready to fly the coop. Yeah. That's good, that's good. I like school? Yeah. I'm glad you said no. And the reason why is you have to, you know, learning never ends. And whenever you find a job, your job will kind of put in a position where, you know, to keep you employed, they're going to want you to see you keep re-evaluating and retraining. So you got to find a way, a constructive way, you know, to fall in love with school. Because they're going to never end. It's just the beginning. You know what I mean? And I have an advantage right now, because if I do go to college, in my opinion, college is easier. You know, because, you know, coming up in school, you're in school all day, going to different subjects, and you go home. But in college, 4 classes is like a full schedule. And some of those classes might not even be every day. Some classes like an hour, some classes like a Monday, Wednesday, hour and a half. Because at that age, you probably want to have a job too. And you don't get something called a syllabus, where your professors will give you a reference sheet of what's coming up ahead. So you can walk ahead if you want. I remember in school, you have to worry about a pop this and a pop that. You have to worry about what is coming up in college. It's given to you, so you can even walk ahead. So I think right now, if I, you know, just letting you know that our brain's going to be very reluctant to take any information. So just keep up the good work. Stay out of trouble. Why the movie rated R? Yeah, the movie is rated R because there's some nudity, there's strong language, and there's some violence. But I put it in the movie on purpose to show what happens if you stay on the negative side of the fence too long. You know, there's sometimes a consequence. You know what I mean? But it does promote getting married. It does promote finishing college when I reach that stage. And it does promote having a little faith. You know, a little guy. You know, everybody have different reasons to follow different faiths. And of course, like I tell you earlier, I grew up in a household. My grandma was reading the Bible, so I just stick with that. You know? Any other questions? Man start to come to the truck. Yeah. So meaning what I learned, you know, in a business world, sometimes you got to own your keep. Yeah. When I see this cameraman coming to the truck, I say, well, even though my boss will treat me good, I say, let me do a documentary. The way to stay valuable to the company, because sometimes, you know, in adult life, it happen. You could come to work ready to work, and the employer give you a layoff slip. You know what I mean? That's messed up. Yeah, you know, that'll happen. So to keep you on your toes, I said, well, I see now this other cameraman coming. Let me step it up. Not really. I'm more into cockfight, but you know, since I'm a filmmaker now, And I tried to fight in arena once or twice, and you know, they didn't like walk it out. They didn't like walk out. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the track. The general manager at the time was Dennis Bro. And he like, yeah, you know, need a chance. And I was like 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to do a show called Track School TV. You know what I mean? You could just Google it, Track School TV and on YouTube. You know, they got a bunch of races and that.
You know my grandmother? Ali Pen.
If I see her face,
Relax. She's over by the gate.
she have a son named Rodney.
Yeah, that's my father.
Oh, okay. Well, he did in the movie too. Yeah, he did in the movie. Yeah, man. Why is a small world? Yeah.
Even though we don't have the audience, let's say show some of the clips of the US.
Correct. Yeah, show some of the clips.
Turn on the next one that I say.
We're in the blessed town of Freedom City, Fredericksburg. Emancipation Day, July 3rd.
Emancipation is emancipation of your mind. That was the physical, so-called physical emancipation, but we have a lot of work to do to emancipate the minds of our people. This is just a start. We have a lot of work to do to bring our people together so they could honor and worship their holidays instead of worshiping foreigners' holidays, the European holidays that don't have no significance to black people.
Slave people.
Enslaved people.
They say they freed the body, but they didn't free our mind yet. We're still in 2013, still hoping for equal opportunity as a free people. We have binds off your feet and your arm, but the mind, the spirit, and the generation to come, we need to free that up for our future generation.
Well, I say we have to instill in our younger generation the significance of our holidays, the holidays that our people developed from the experience with slavery. It's very important that we instill that in the youth minds, that they are the future. This generation today, they last into Eurocentric habits and Eurocentric ways, and we have a lot of work to erase that. Respect.
Our island. Our kids need to learn our Virgin Island history. It's very nice to know about American history, but this is our home. 1848 was when slavery abolished. 1948 make 100 years. And we've been carrying on this history all the way. And we need our kids to learn our true story about our island. In the way back years, the jail still being there, the custom was there, and all here was stone. We walked this road back and forth. I was not in the slavery time. I come and I meet it. Mr. Emmanuel, Charles Emmanuel teach us, and Cardo Richards teach us our Virgin Island history. And when I went to Diamond to high school there, we had to learn our Virgin Island history. When Columbus came, we had to learn when it was the Dutch who fight to get everything from us. The French kill out our salt pan, so we don't have salt. So we are proud to be a Virgin Islander. We are proud to see how far we come from. And we should always love our kids and our children and teach them our Virgin Island history.
Greetings, this is Empress Peaches of Trinity Daughters. I want to say Blessed Emancipation Day 2015. We're here in St. Croix, Virgin Islands, Fredericksburg, Freedom City, representing the Independence Day, Emancipation Day, and all our ancestors that made it possible. I am happy to be here and being a representative of them. I give thanks. I also want to say, join us in building the Virgin Islands community gardens. We are establishing all the abandoned areas that need developments, and we're growing new fruits and food for the people to have so that they can live healthy. Over there at Freedom City Emancipation Drive, we have a community garden getting ready to start. We would ask for everyone's help. We're just picking up garbage, clearing the land for now, and we're going to be able to fence it up and make it happen. Put fruits and vegetables and herbs that are healing for the nation. I give thanks for anyone that comes and participate. And again, happy Emancipation. Bless the Lord.
All right, soldier.
Bless.
Everything blessed. Yeah, man.
Hey everybody, this is Maxine Hart. I'm visiting from Houston, Texas. St. Croix is my home, and I'm happy to be a part of the Emancipation celebration. Started a walk, we're almost finished, and I'm so happy to be here. Love you, St. Croix. VI till I die. It's so nice.
Hi, my name is Angela Martinez. I just walked from Christiansted to Frederickstead. It was a really good walk. Next time I'm doing it for sure, and I really enjoying the day.
Well, I am Stephanie. I'm a part of the annual Emancipation Fort to Fort walk done by Senator Positive Nelson. This is our 14th year, and we have a ball every time. There are people walking, and they actually thought they couldn't do it, and they did. And it's kind of like a lot of them are senior citizens, so to speak, or the elderly citizens of the Virgin Islands. We start at the Christiansted Fort at 5 a.m. every year, and getting better, because when we first started, we would reach into Frederickstead town about between 10 and 11, and now we're getting into Frederickstead town, the majority of us, about 9 a.m. Along the route, we provide them with libation, different drinks, of course, non-carbonated, and fruits. So we kind of keep them pepped up, so they're able to continue. We have about 3 stops, and they seem to be ideal to the walk. There's some who feel they want to ride bikes or ride skates and different things, but nevertheless, they all make it. Of course, we have the fire walkers who are the speed walkers, and a few of the athletes and military folks who decide to jog or run ahead. They get in probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Because they start a little ahead of us. And it's symbolic because we shake the chains of the fort in Christiansted to begin what the slaves of the Virgin Islands did at that time. And this same day, July 3rd, they did that, I think was it 1848 if I'm not mistaken, which was called the Emancipation Walk, the Freedom Walk. And they did that back then, and they usually were dressed in all white, so most of us try to dress in white during that time as well. And we shake the chains in Christiansted Fort, and when we get to Frederickstead, we do the same thing. We shake the forts there as well. So it's a great experience, and like I say, some of us end up in pain at the end, but it's well worth it. And when they get to Frederickstead, many of them close it off. Besides shaking the chain, they jump in the waters, the ocean, the sea waters, and that just rounds everything off. And then they come here to the Emancipation Garden or the Bodo Park with the bell tower, and here they usually have a program for emancipation set up. They start about 2 o'clock, I think, this year, which I think they should synchronize it with the end of the walk. So then, you'll have like a whole lot of people here. I'm not sure what their turnout look like, because many of us who do the walk are not able to stay or come back at that time to do that. So, it would be nice. Before, it used to be like closer to the time when we're getting in, so it was really cool, but not anymore. So thank you, and we hope to see you there next year, July 3rd, Same time, same place, beginning at Fort Christian at 5 a.m. And we do have police escort along the way and transportation for those who feel that they need a little rest to get off of their feet. We have transportation along the way and also to get you to Christiansted in the morning. So see you next year. Thank you.
Some days I don't like them. Brownies, rum balls, macaroons, and our daily cake. 5 to 6 layers. That's how you doing? Well done.
Thank you very much. You have bread or a chocolate cake?
These are just for this week. These are the cupcakes we're going to have tomorrow. These are chocolate apples. White chocolate.
Happy Emancipation Day. We're here at Lovely Sweet Bites, and we are here in Frederiksted, St. Croix, Freedom City. Come and check us out. We have lovely treats for you. We are going to be open for 4th of July from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come check us out and get your sweet bite. Happy Emancipation Day!
Run the road, man. Run and I sister and so. Rasta, run the corners, man. Draw near a minute. Bring the youth with you.
That's my grandson.
Bring the youth with you. Draw near a minute, man. Emancipation Day. This is what we're talking about. You know, a grandmother with her grandson, you know, representing the liberty, and still allowing them the freedom to be there.
Right.
And let it grow into their own, man. You know, hey, blessed love to everyone. Jolly. Today is July 3rd in Frederiksted, in St. Croix, blessed place, and it represents Emancipation Day for us, the Crucians, unlike July 4th, which is the Emancipation Day for America. Even though it's part of America, we have our own history, which you should do your research on, because I'm not here to give you a history lesson. I'm only here to let you know what it means to I, And it means to I, the freedom and the liberty that our people have died for. And I'm here to enjoy it. I'm here to enjoy the liberties that my people have sacrificed so many things for me to have, which is this liberty. And I give thanks and praise to be here sharing this special free moment with you. It's a special free moment, and this moment's supposed to be a lifetime, not a moment, not a day. This is a moment that should be continuous, which represents freedom, liberty, not war and all this thing what we are accustomed to in these dreadful last days and so. But all I pray and hope for is that our youth them could come to the understanding that they must enjoy this freedom and not continue to fight against one another for a piece of paper. Because it's only a paper, that's all a dollar is, a paper. And I should just continue to love humanity, and sanctify our flesh and blood more so than the paper and the material thing. Because Gregory would put it, I really want to know if it's material things you're running after, or if it's praises you giving unto Rasta. That's all I really, really want to know, And with that, I'm going to let you know, enough is enough, and shall live, Rastafari, Selassie, Another day will be another blessing, At this time, the priest's throat is dry.
These songs of freedom is all I ever had. It's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning.
Greetings, my name is Wayne Faxman Adams. I am here on the big island of St. Croix, visiting from St. Thomas. I would like to say all the best to everyone and happy Emancipation Day today. Let me say, of course, greetings to all my ICM party colleagues, especially to my good friend, Miss Naomi Sandra Joseph of St. Croix. Well, I am enjoying myself, and years ago when Ras Blaze was alive, back in the 70s to early 80s rather, I would come to St. Croix and take part in Euchre's functions. So I'm here again. I've been on the island since Tuesday, and I'll be leaving on Sunday, God's willing. So again, happy Emancipation Day to all, and Emancipation Weekend to all in general.
Well, start it over. What you wanted us to do? Yes, good afternoon. I'm Officer Pedro. This is Officer Innes. We're here on our tour of duty in the Frederiksted town area where we work at the bike unit. We're just doing our usual tour of duty on Emancipation Day. The town's kind of quiet and everything. My partner is here. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Again, my name is Officer Innes. We're just here patrolling Frederiksted town, keeping the town safe on Emancipation Day. Tomorrow we'll be working again, doing the same thing, making sure that the people of Virginians are safe.
2017, July 3rd, Emancipation, 169 years, we emancipate ourselves from being mentally captive, being ruled by religion and systems of government. Yeah, we don't free up them things that 169 years ago. So we who say we Virgin Island people, this is our biggest day, especially here in St. Croix. Emancipation. To be a Crucian, this day is what you're living for. This day is what you're representing. To be a Crucian, to be a Virgin Islander, representing this day same way. That's his tradition. So don't go around the place talking about I from the Virgin Island, I is Crucian, I representing the VI, and you don't honor this day. Me and we're there in America. You understand? When it comes to carnival, you represent that bomber in America. When it comes to attend a different party event, you represent them bomber in America and all over the places. But when it comes to our tradition, we don't know that. But are you there? You know what I mean? This is what representing us, from our ancestors to our children them, to our grandchildren them. So if we don't come out and honor ourselves and honor our ancestors and honor our future, we ain't got none. So don't say you're a Virgin Islander and you're representing July 3rd. Don't say you're a Crucian and you ain't representing July 3rd. It's a fraud. Big stuff says so. Not joke the thing. You understand? Live, we come to live the thing. We ain't come to talk and sing the thing. You understand? It's a liberty. So yeah, this is what it is. Big up Positive Nelson, who keep this thing going. Positive Nelson, he ain't born in St. Croix, from St. Kitts. But this man represent this tradition and this culture with his life. You understand? And people who born here won't even represent. You know what I mean? And this is what this day signifies. That people can come from all over the world, no matter where you're born, no matter where you come from. And you come here, you have that freedom. Yeah, no matter what color you be, no matter what race, what religion, as long as you dance and cry in the Virgin Islands, you got the same freedom our ancestors fight for. That we have, you have. Whether you're a visitor, a resident or what. No matter if you're black, Chinese, Indian, white, come from Europe, Denmark, Germany, you come here, you're just as free as us. But don't disrespect us. You understand? Because we teach the world. And this is how it is. You know what I mean? You could look at our ancestors. You know what I mean? Admiral Martin, General Bodo, Hubert Harrison, Caspar Holstein, Wilmot Blyden. You know what I mean? I even go as far as say Alexander Hamilton, look on the $10 bill. You see the white man, Alexander Hamilton, look where he come from. Born on a boat in St. Kitts, raised up right to son, St. Croix. This is where he learned how to create the Wall Street. That's the whole scene, and these men who create the Black Wall Street is to teach this man the education that we had here. So when he went to America, he was who created the Wall Street in America. He was the first treasurer of secretary for America. You understand? Through the education out of St. Croix. So we are very valuable people. We teach the world. We aid the world. We feed the world. Understand? We are known to the world as the bread basket of the Caribbean. So you see this day here, we represent this day full with our life. So walking from fort to fort, this is what it is. Our life is on the line. We in war, whether we like to hear it or not. You know, the same youths them are raising up in sports, same youths that die when they reach 20. We at war. So we got to represent who we are, and teach the future, the children them, who they are, we got to represent. Understand? We can't just sit on the sideline and say, yeah. We can't just call in Mario program and complain. We got to be proactive. We got to come out. You understand? Grab hold of the youths them, show them, guide them, organize them, teach and build them. Understand? Start with us. So don't be pointing finger talking about this and that. Let's represent ourselves and start with ourselves. Emancipate yourself. This is what it is. Emancipation Day 2017, July 3rd. Don't forget it. Yes, and don't ever diss it. Diss yourself. Respect though. Bless everybody. July 3rd. Emancipation, we say. Don't forget it. Live it. Love it. Yeah, man.
Happy Emancipation Day, July 3rd, 1848. Free your mind, remember the ancestors, what they fought for, and let's continue for freedom today.
Greetings and welcome to the 169th anniversary of our emancipation. Knowing that at the time this is a crossroad for VI history, but at the time we were under the Danish West Indies. Knowing that the Danes actually settled in St. Thomas and St. John in 1672 and purchased St. Croix in 1733. At the time it was under the Gatherling law. The Gatherling law, if a slave run away, you cut off your hand or you cut off your foot, and that was the law that it was in place. And so between 1733, that had the St. John revolt and purchased the island from the French, purchased St. Croix from the French. That is where from then till to the 1848, with all those austerity measures that the Danes carried through. But still understanding the history, knowing that by 1907 the triangle slave trade had finished, and with the triangle slave trade finishing 1907 with the Danes and the English and all of them, by 1834 Britain, that had 17 colonies in the Caribbean, gave them the emancipation in 1834. But then by 1848, it was Martinique and Guadeloupe that get the emancipation in 1848. So when they get the emancipation in 1848, by then the word passed the May that even the French, if given day slaves emancipation, the British give day slave. But the Danes were such a wicked people that they didn't want to give the African descendants their freedom. So at the time, Motive Gottlieb, which is General Bodo, he was a free slave working at the Lagrange Sugar Factory. And so we're working at the Lagrange Sugar Factory, he was able to move around to the different estates and see all the different poverty and hungry and just slavery, blown out slavery. If you're going out Sprat Hall, Hams Bluff, or any estate like that. And still he was able to team up with our next free slave, which was Martin King in Estate Slab. And so Martin King was able to bring down his fleet also coming down. So it was about 8,000 strong that came down and demanded freedom from Van Scholten, knowing that at the time they had to strategize, because when you watch this fourth way, they come and call for their freedom. If you watch the cannon them that they have 13 cannons, and they was able where they was to go and take out the gunpowder from these cannon and put in sand, because the Danes at the time when they come into the fort would have just light up those cannon and wipe out the 8,000 strong. But because of those cannon, and when the Van Scholten find out all what was taking place and come from Christiansted, that's when he came down on his chariot down to Frederiksted and declared that from this day on, every man is freed, and they get the Emancipation Proclamation and the freedom. But then when you look, they take General Bodo and they take him to Trinidad. And from then to now, this is our 100-year centennial from Danish to American. We have seen the Danish Parliament or the Danish Prime Minister come here, the Interior Department. But after 169 years, we cannot tell after the emancipation what actually happened to General Bodo when he was going to Trinidad. Did they throw him off a ship? Did they hang him in Trinidad? What happened to Bodo, which is our hero at the time fighting for our freedom? Up to now, we do not know that history. So it's important when you see days like this that we could start having these discussions and having forums with anthropologists and scholars to do this kind of research from Denmark to understand where we're going from here, knowing that the 1917 treaty, we still have our 6% Danish custom duty laws in place. And so the question is, where do we go from here after 100 years of United States sovereignty? How do we address our territory gross domestic product when it comes to goods and service, and the cover over but with the benefit with revenue from the sugarcane industry, knowing that the last sugar plantation closed at the Bethlehem Sugar Factory in 1966, which is 51 years ago. But then still now, we depend on exporting cruise and rum and Captain Morgan liquor. And so that is one of our most important revenue generating with a cover over. How do we strengthen it from here when it comes to our self-determination and our interpretation when it comes to our political status after 100 years of a U.S. territory and an unincorporated territory? So we're at a serious crossroad when it comes to our decolonization process, our economy, seeing that Puerto Rico just voted to become the 51st state. And from in the 1920s when we've been under Navy rule, we always talked about annexing the Virgin Islands. Anytime they do annex the Virgin Islands, you wouldn't got no more Virgin Islands history, but we'll be the greatest state to Puerto Rico. So our self-determination and this discussion from emancipation to our liberation, to our self-determination, to our political status, to our economy, all this discussion needs to go on. And if it needs for firework to be on July 3rd instead of July 4th, which is the United States independence, we need to start lobbying for our fireworks on this day, July 3rd, because the significance and the importance to the contribution of our ancestors means so much. So the struggle continues.
My name is Ulu Maciel. Celebrating this day in the sense of emancipation. I came to St. Croix 1980 with Dr. Sabi. We were here on a mission to heal people and give people information about healing, individual healing. Now the time has gone past. The information did get out, and people were able to heal themselves to some degree. But now it's time for collective healing, emancipation of our nation to become a true and pure nation. And in order to do that, we have to redefine a number of things, like number one, ourselves. Who are we? Who are we as a people, as a nation, as a collective? And if you do the ancient history, if you do the research, you'll find out that we are the Canaanite and Moabite people. We're the ones that came and started a number of civilizations, especially in the modern era, the Morocco's country, the country of Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania. We were the ones that developed those countries, and all the way down through to Angola. And from 711 to 1492, we were involved in the development of the Iberian Peninsula, which is called Spain now. Now we have to begin to develop ourselves constitutionally as a nation. In other words, we need our own flag, we need our own emblem, we need a name. For instance, Chinese Americans. When you see a Chinese American, he claims he's Chinese American. He's from China. There is no black land, there is no Negro land, there is no colored land, there's an Ethiopian land, but Ethiopia means divided. And so, when we approach Pharaoh as the Hebrews were chasing tribes away from the Canaanite Valley, the Arabian Peninsula, and when Pharaoh gave us permission to settle in northwestern and southwestern Africa, what we call Africa today, this gives us the national name of Moorish, because that is what we were during our last empire. Our last empire, our last civilization, as well as what we were called Moors. And yes, there are other tribal names, but this is the national name that brings all of us together, because it goes to the root from the Canaanite and the Moabite people. So, this emancipation for me, 2017, means to me that we need to emancipate as a people, as a nation. And that's what I'm striving for, and that's what I'm developing. Self-development, using ma'at, the traditional character-building ordinances, laws that the Christians took the 10 Commandments from. The 42 Declarations of Innocence is what I'm talking about. Those are the guidelines of civilization, and that's how we developed and brought civilization to this world as the original people from the original creed. Our nation needs to be a theocratic nation, divine by Thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts and feelings. And as time goes on, we will see that we will be a pure and clean Moorish American nation, Moorish Caribbean nation. Peace.
Yes, greetings. I'm Brother Richard Muhammad, and I am here as a supporter of Marilyn Hodge and the Make a Move committee, who have for a few years now been bringing out community members and those who are in support of this great event. The theme is Our Loved Ones are alive in our heart. And the message over the few years that we've gathered here has always been to express support for the families of those who have lost loved ones over the many years. And it is for us to remember that life continues in our daily, events, the things that we continue to do after many have physically departed. We can carry on the positive expressions and our love for them within our hearts. It's a wonderful opportunity for those who feel the weight to get the support of the community and also to express themselves. So we invite people to come down. It's, as I said, been happening for a few years and it's been growing. Every year there are more people, there are more supporters, and certainly as you will see as the day progresses, you will see that there's a lot of positive energy that can come forward when a community gathers for a positive cause. So certainly we want to thank Sister Marilyn Hodge, the Make a Move Committee, and all of those who support this event annually. And just remember, our loved ones are alive in our hearts.
But now it's a situation where every week or so there's gunshots. The gunshots didn't come around yesterday. It is something that continued to grow in a community, and nobody was wanted to deal with the situation.
Thought I was going to have a baby in the baby.
I must tell you, I don't feel good. My heart been bleeding from the time we up in the fish market.
We want to address this vexing issue of nonsensical violence in our communities. Okay, it ain't just St. Croix alone. And this violence, especially among our youths, is hard to see. Again, I am honored to be here on this third event of this awareness event here in St. Croix. But what comes to my mind is what has changed since the first event, what has changed since the second event, and now this is the third one. And nothing has really changed when it comes to the violence, because you can see we have more pictures added to the boards.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it's a pain that's never ending. They say as time comes it heals, but it really gets worse knowing that you living and you growing and a person ain't growing with you.
A VI flag.
This is the salted catfish that is used. So this morning, we're going to prepare Crucian saltfish gundi, which is a staple in St. Croix. We use this for appetizer at parties, at weddings, at gatherings. It's just a fun tasting dish. So we're going to start. I had to soak it overnight. I changed the water because it's salted at least 2 times. So now we're at the end. So what I'm going to do now is pour the water out and get some paper towel. And I'm going to pat it dry. As dry as possible. Then I'm going to prepare the food processor that I'm going to put everything in. At the stage now where I'm going to cut up some onions. Get it all cleaned up. And I'm going to put this in the food processor. Just give it a couple of chops before you put it in the food processor. And I've already washed these maíz dulces. These are maíz dulces, the Spanish pepper. I'm going to use approximately these 4. They're all cleaned up already. They're all washed. Put in seeds and all. Okay? And I'm also going to add Scotch bonnet hot pepper. It's a must. Got to put in Scotch bonnet. Okay? So now I'm going to add the saltfish. Just strip it up. Everything goes in the food processor. So I'm going to just pulse it. Pulse it as much as possible. Not too fine, but you want it to be as interesting at the same time. Still make sure the vegetables are all chopped up. A couple more. 1. Okay. Oh, the hot pepper. Oh, no. It's hot. That's the first steak. Still got some more catfish to grind up. So I'm going to put it back. Put the remainder back in the processor. And just strip it up. All of it is in. And you get it all. Food processor is pretty fast. It does the same thing as chopping up, usually in the past without a food processor we'll be chopping for days. But with a food processor you ain't got to do all that chopping. It's done. And you would add this now to this mixture. Mix it up. Whole thing, you're going to mix it all up. just keep mixing. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add, you got to add olive oil. So now I'm going to add the olive oil and have everything mixed up together. I may need a little bit more olive oil, but I'll see as I get to the end of it. But you mix it all up. Just keep turning it over until you get the right mix. I think it needs a little bit more olive oil. And I think that's going to do it. Just keep mixing it up. Make sure you get everything all nice and even. Just keep mixing. I think we're almost there. Okay, I think I am there. Next, I'm going to decorate. I'm going to decorate it with parsley. These are parsley strips that's already been washed. And I just place it all around to decorate it. So that it's presentable. You also use hard-boiled eggs to help to garnish it. And it's very simple. You just slice the eggs across. Make a decoration, whatever comes to your mind. Okay, and basically this is what you get at the end of Saltfish Gundy. So what I'm going to do now, what you do, you serve it chilled. You like it chilled, so I'll put it in the refrigerator and let it chill for a little while, and then you serve your guests as they come in. It's a simple but delicious appetizer. And you serve these with crackers as you wish. You may want to serve just crackers. Some of us eat Saltfish Gundy. What my grandmother used to do, she used to eat it with bread. But we prefer to use crackers, so it's great with crackers. So basically, those are the simple ways to make Saltfish Gundy. Okay?
Oh yes, my name is Amon Richardson. I'm here with Terrell, and this is the perks of my job. I get to taste the Crujan Saltfish Gundy appetizer.
What's your judgment? What's
Not
your
bad.
judgment?
Not bad. Doing good. Doing good. Great job.
Hi, my name is Catherine Saki Milligan Terrell. I am the author of this cookbook called Exerior's Kitchen, and I just finished making Prussian Saltfish Gundy, one of my favorite dishes, and it can be found in this book. This book is a compilation of many recipes from St. Croix. It has pigeon pea soup, it has kalaloo, it got kankan rice, it got kankan butter sauce, it got fungi, it got a variety of pleasant dishes that we favor in St. Croix. But what I did today was a saltfish gundy, and I really hope that in this book you're going to find something that you really, really like, because it is a treasure. And it is something that I got from my great-grandmother, from my grandmother, from my mother, and I'm trying to leave this in print so that future children, grandchildren can use this, as well as friends. And I hope that you're going to enjoy this book, because it's really a compilation of Prussian dishes. And as you know, Prussians are good cook. We are the best cook in the Virgin Islands. So try it. Try it. I hope you enjoy. God bless.
Mervyn Mills, representing the Virgin Islands National Guard. We had 3 teams within the triathlon, and I think right now we're doing pretty good. The first team got a 2nd place, and my team got 3rd place in the sprint relay. And the other team is still out on the long course, so hopefully they come in and do us proud.
Laverne Fredrickson did the sprint triathlon. I did the swim, bike, and run. It's about my 10th year doing it. And I'm a member of the Virgin Island Triathlon Federation. And it's a great thing to do, and I encourage more locals to come out. There are local triathlons that people who beginners can come and try and do.
Coming down Lowry Hill, so it's maybe.
This production has been brought to you by MOA, Mother Nature's 8th wonder of the world.
Morning, this is David Brady from Trasco, one of the maintenance workers here at Trasco.
Father's Day, that's my day. I don't know I can win 2 weeks on Father's Day for sure.
When I get a jockey who can follow instructions, right, that is my problem right now.